Hello, I welcome all of you to my YouTube channel Rnr Creations. Today I'll be presenting you on the topic biodiversity, which is connected to the science lesson in our science textbook, local government syllabus science textbook, grade 9. So let's start with this presentation. I hope you all can see my screen. So let's get started. First of all, I'll be introducing you to the topic biodiversity, a system that includes all living organisms, biotic factors in an area as well as its physical environment. Biotic factors interacting with one another as a unit is known as an ecosystem. The diversity among these ecosystems is known as an ecosystem diversity. In ecosystems, there are many species of animals and plants as well as many species of microorganisms. With regard to the species, there's a great variety of characteristics in the body shape, size, nutritional patterns, and reproduction. The diversity among the species is known as species diversity. But not only in humans, there's a diversity among humans, but not only in animals, there's a huge diversity among humans too. That man belongs to the species Homo sapiens sapiens. Some diversities are the following: having the ability to roll the tongue, having free earlobes or attached earlobes, having black or brown eyes, having straight or curly hair, and being right or left-handed. The reasons for these differences of a certain species is genetic diversity. So let's go on forward. So what is the importance of biodiversity? Mainly, biodiversity has reduced the competition between the species. As we know, organisms are always in a competition for their needs. If we take, for example, the animal world, they are actually competing for needs such as habitat, food, security, and choice of partners. And if you take the plant world here, they always compete for needs such as light, space, water, and air. Biodiversity also helps to minimize this competition among living organisms. Next, I will be talking about the most interesting topic, wild types. So what are wild types? The wild types of most plants and animals used in agriculture are found in natural ecosystems. Genes that are resistant to pests, adverse environmental conditions, and illnesses are available in these wild types. Because of biodiversity, it is possible to use these genetic materials in a favorable manner in agriculture. My next topic will be endemic species. So what are these endemic species? Due to biodiversity, some species are endemic to each region. Species that can be seen only in one geographical region or country are known as endemic species. Humans conserve these endemic species due to this rich biodiversity. I have to tell you a special thing actually. This is actually this species not actually a endemic species. It's actually extinct species. I actually put this for your extra knowledge. This is called the American lion, and this is a modern lion. So we can see there's a huge difference between the extinct and the modern lion. So that's an example. And if we see, for example, the Sri Lankan endemic species, they are blue macmie, jungle fowl, relava, bandulpetia, ashokapetia, and the green pit viper. So let's go on forward. Biodiversity also helps to protect the water resources and soil to maintain favorable climate conditions, and minimize environmental pollution. Biodiversity is very important for entertainment, various research works, and educational activities. That's funny, that's origami. You can see there. Threats to biodiversity will be my next topic. There are many threats for biodiversity. These threats have caused deterioration in biodiversity. The reasons for biodegradation can be discussed under two main topics. They are natural reasons and the human reasons. So first of all, we will be discussing about the natural reasons. Some natural reasons are collapsing meteors, volcanic explosions, tsunami, earthslides, and floods. It is considered that a meteor collapse caused for the extinction of dinosaurs, as we can see here. And there's argument that the natural global warming caused the extinction of mammoth. This is during the Ice Age. The mammoths are there, but they became extinct after global warming came and the world got more warmer. So, like if we say the Siberian parts, some Siberian cold parts got warmer and the snow melted, some things like that happened. So that's the explanation for you. I did for extra knowledge on that subject. So let's go on forward. And next one is the human activities. With the rapid increase in the human population, forests are destroyed extensively to meet their needs. Rapid deforestation destructs the habitats of living organisms. Also, the construction of various buildings, streets, and reservoirs splits the habitats of living organisms. The increase in human population causes many environmental issues. The increase in the human population causes many environmental issues. Overuse of the resources and addition of pollutants to the environment are often caused by human activities. Soil, aquatic, and air ecosystems get so polluted, and these ecosystems became highly unsuitable for survival of organisms. So these reasons have a strong impact on diversity and spreading of the invasive organisms in an ecosystem to make such a strong impact. Next, I'll be talking about the hotspots. The regions of high density of living organisms are called hotspots. To be considered as a biodiversity hotspot, country or a region should be rich with high proportion of indigenous species and species with more threats. As Sri Lanka belongs to hotspot region, it's our duty to contribute for the conservation of this biodiversity. As we can see in this map, Sri Lanka has been indicated as a biodiversity hotspot, and also the other regions also can be considered. For example, the dark colored areas are very little like high hotspots. So we can see the Mediterranean basin and the Mandarin pine oak woodlands and the Caribbean islands. So America it is called, and the Cerrado and the mountains of southwest China are some examples, as you can see here. That's a rocket. Important features of ecosystems. Features of an ecosystem. First one is interaction occurs between living components as well as between non-living components. Second one, the interaction, the energy flows through one-way stream. Third one, recycling of materials. And fourth one, it's an independent unit. So next, I'll be showing you on a short video on biodiversity. So I hope you enjoyed that video. So with that, I'll end my presentation and this video. So thank you guys for watching this video and hope you stay in touch for another video in the future. So thank you for watching. Goodbye.